Good morning, Nowata County. It is Tuesday, September 10th, not 20th. And I'm Trista with Nowata Can, and we've got Crystal. And with us today is our guest, Amber Hafner, and she is with Simply Sober. So we'll just get right into questions because we, with Nowata Can and the things that we work on with our grants, when we heard that Simply Sober was coming to Nowata, we were so excited because what an awesome partnership opportunity that would be. So we just want to know, how did you get started? Where did you get the idea? What is Simply Sober?
We'll start there.
Yeah. I have all kinds of questions. So
How the idea came about is, honestly, I think pretty much, I don't even know if I can say this, but a God thing.
Yeah, you can say that.
Say it all you want.
Yep.
So me and my friend Michelle Abbott were coming back from the E-Women's Conference, and I'm talking to her about my parents trying to sell the building and how they were having a hard time getting rid of it. There was just a lot of problems with the building. And then I'm sitting here like, well, I wish I could just buy it and do something with it. That way they could still be there and they could still take their vacations and enjoy things.
Yep.
And then she goes, I've had this idea for a really long time. What if you did a sober living home? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she would bounce one thing and I would bounce another. And by the time we came back with Nowata, we had it all planned out.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And it's
kind of gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. It's a huge need. It's a huge need here. I mean, everywhere, but
it's
really something we've needed here.
Well, yeah, it is. And the more you're in it, the more you see it around you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have their eyes closed to it.
For sure. For sure. So how does Simply Sober work? Like, who's eligible to become a resident? What's the process?
So they have a packet that they have to fill out, and they have to be at least 30 days sober.
Okay.
They need to either come from rehab, DHS, one of the jails. Like I have several in mental health court and drug court and community sentencing.
Yeah. So to clarify, because we've had people call our office looking for treatment facilities, and they've asked about Simply Sober, and we're like, no, it's not a treatment facility. You have to have already completed a program. So just to clarify. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I am not equipped to handle
Right.
the needs that they have whenever they're coming down.
Yeah.
Some of them are easier than others. Those I could probably handle, but
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not ready to put someone's life at risk because of my big head. No.
Right. And there needs to be a transitional period, right, between treatment and going out into the world, and what a great resource for people. Okay, so sorry, I got you off track, or I got myself off track. I don't know. So who's eligible? Just
Anybody.
anybody.
Men,
Women.
any age.
I prefer them be over 18.
Yep.
Okay.
Because then you
Obvious
get
reasons,
into
yeah.
Right,
a lot of
absolutely.
different issues.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so currently, how many residents do you have? And then how much space do you have? Like, how many beds available?
I have 11 beds available. I have 9 taken.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And we are actually planning on expanding into some family rooms because there's a lot of parents that refuse to go and get help because they can't have their kids with them.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, that's one more barrier that you're
Right.
taking down.
Right, for
That's
sure.
awesome.
I think, like, if y'all haven't, like, been to Simply Sober, I think you need to, like, tour it. It's pretty cool. We've been in a few times, and
I'd say
it's
you're
just
pretty open to.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
It's
show you what's here.
very homey, and I love, like, the family room area, and just it's a very comfortable space. So you don't feel like you're totally on your own, but you do have your own spot, your own bedroom that, you know. Anyway, so I guess, when I think of, like, a sober living place, and if people aren't, like, familiar with what that entails, a lot of people in a town will be like, I don't want a sober living facility next to my house. Like, it's just a natural reaction, right? And so what do you, like, how can you ease people's mind maybe, or explain to them the benefits of having Simply Sober here in Nowata, because we've already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, every one of my people have a job. So they are all contributing.
Contributing
awesome.
to the county.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. And they are all, most of them are really active in trying to go out and help others
Yeah.
that are in need.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we've stopped a car and talked and prayed with someone just because we want to plant that seed.
Yeah.
And the more we plant that seed, the more they gain trust.
And
that is something that's lacking with a lot of people is trust.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, what some people don't realize that these
Yeah.
are, mothers, fathers, brothers,
Yeah.
sisters, they're family members.
We talk about that a lot here about when we have our meetings and you hear the terms thrown around, those people or them, like it's almost like an us versus them thing. And like what we try to emphasize here in our space is that there are people too.
The way I think about it, there should be 3 protected classes. You're young,
Yep.
you're old, and those who are in need.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because those are the ones that are taken advantage of the most. I don't know
Yes.
how many people have come to me from different homes that have been horrible to them.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
come here and they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have one girl that left me in the very beginning. She was my very first girl. And she was only with me for 2 days. She was adamant she wasn't going to stay. She was not ready for it. She was still in active addiction, even
Yeah.
though she was sent to me. And 2 days later, she left. She made it all the way to her hometown in a complete other state, got things figured out, called her coordinator, her mental health coordinator, and said, I'll come back, but I want to go here.
Wow.
And
That says a lot.
that made me really tear up.
You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. That's awesome.
And just another side note to explain what you do. Like if they have to be at
Yep.
drug test at a certain time or court at a certain time. You're
Yeah.
making all those appointments.
Yeah,
Yes.
when we talked to you the other day, like you had so many places you had to be and take people, and that is amazing. I mean, we appreciate your servant's heart in this community. You are needed and you are loved. Like what you are providing for our people is amazing. So we are very appreciative of you running up and down the road, like getting these people where they need to be. So,
You're taking down those barriers
Yeah,
for them,
that's
helping them
awesome.
succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, and two, teaching life skills. Like
Yeah.
you teach them how to cook if they don't know, and doing all the fun things in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So
That, and we also, we're bringing NA here. We have a new
Oh,
NA
sweet.
group.
Yep. Awesome.
It's KISS NA, and it's Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 7 o'clock at
Okay.
what used to be the Buttered Potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
And we're also going to be bringing Celebrate Recovery. Some of us are just still working through our
That's awesome.
step
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. That's awesome. Man.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So those are definitely some benefits that y'all are bringing to Nowata. You're making them become part of the community where they've probably felt like they've been kind of outside of the community. So it's
And
giving
that
them
shouldn't be that way.
No. So it's giving them this ownership and they're feeling
Included.
welcome. Yeah, included again. Yeah, contributing.
They shouldn't be neglected for
No.
the trauma they've
For their
endured.
Their past. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So what kind of support and resources could our community give to Simply Sober?
Hygiene supplies, laundry cards, gift cards for like gas money
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Anything like that helps.
Okay.
But mainly, I would say hygiene.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it seems stupid, but we are taking over the community garden. We've got our plans in place. As soon as it cools off a little bit, we're going to go and clear it out. Then we've got somebody that's going to bush hog it for us, and then
Oh,
we've got
sweet.
somebody else who's going to come in and they're going to till it all up.
Oh, good.
for us.
Okay. Okay.
So seeds,
Okay.
plants,
Probably hand
All
tools.
that equipment. Yep. All the
Yep.
gardening. Okay. Yeah. Well, you've got clothes. I mean, you've got a pretty.
You got an abundance of
you've got
clothes,
a
right?
pretty,
I have
like,
clothes.
extensive closet of clothes, which is fantastic
It
because
is.
we actually get to lean on you a little bit when we do our road to recovery. Not necessarily for someone in your program, but someone who's going into treatment. We've a couple times now we've reached out to you, and you've been able to supply our road to recovery people with 7 days worth of clothing. So.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I don't like it whenever they come to me and they don't have anything.
Yeah, it's yeah.
They need to feel good about themselves.
Yep.
You know.
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
They really do.
So you mentioned jobs. Do all of the residents have jobs? Are there residents looking for jobs?
I
What
do have
kind of
one
jobs?
looking for a job.
Okay.
She is a very outdoorsy
Mm-hmm.
go-getter. She will get out there and work with the men all she can.
Good.
Like,
Yeah.
that's how she works. So right now I'm reaching out to some of our lawn care companies
Oh,
to see
perfect.
if
Yeah.
we can get her on anywhere there.
That's awesome.
nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's all. That's the question.
Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want people to know
Yeah.
that you can think of?
They're people too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as like, if it's your mother, your
Uh-huh.
father, everyone's affected by it. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You might not know it, but you are. And why can't you treat everybody else like you would that family member?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There are people.
They are.
Yep.
We've let them down. We need to help them up.
Yep. Awesome.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just that one
Yeah.
hand up. That
Yep.
hand. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
cool.
All
Okay.
righty.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you, Amber, for coming.
And how can they
sharing.
get a hold of you
Oh,
if
yeah,
they've
yeah,
got
yeah.
questions or
Jeez.
make donations?
It's Simply Sober, Amber Hafner. My phone number is 918-559-4095.
Okay.
And knock on the front door. Someone's
Yeah.
pretty much always
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
And you can also find them on Facebook.
Yep.
Yes.
She's on Facebook.
And they could probably also reach out to us.
Yeah.
Too, and
Yep.
we can relay the message. So
Most certainly.
Absolutely.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Amber, and we will see you all next time.
Thank you.